My name is Michel Mulder. I used to be an airline pilot for a Dutch company and a medical doctor, and I've combined both in the last 15 years. The first time I felt a flying-related set of complaints was during my first flight from Brussels to Khartoum. I had a severe headache, nausea, a general sense of unwellness, and it took me about 24 hours to get over it. When I was grounded, I reported ill at the company doctor, and he told me that I was in a burnout, and he sent me home. He said, come back after half a year and you'll be okay. After half a year, nothing had changed. But in that time, I read about the presence of nerve gases in cabin air in an article of The Independent in London, and that started the whole thing rolling. The ones I met in the waiting room for the same company doctor, they all had the same problems. The company doctor, I handed a big book, and he looked at it, he said, well, this does not apply for our company. I said, oh, great. The first years were hell. I had to cope with severe headaches, extremely fatigued. I went through a severe detox program, and after about a year, the lights went on again, and that's when I went back to work. But then for myself, I started a medical practice for affected pilots and airline personnel, and started research into this subject. We went into setting up a special DNA testing to see who was able to detoxify these components that we detected in cabin air. We had a special blood analysis to see how high the levels of autoantibodies were in blood of affected people, and we find a high correlation between the two. And then we had some other tests like neurologists who worked with us, who found a lot of similar symptoms, and then we started to see if we could help these people with specific treatments. As I said before, I think it's time we become transparent in causality of the exposure and risk to health and lives of people in aircraft.